The idealization stages of a relationship with a narcissist can often keep us trapped in a place that we are not supposed to be. So, how do we know we're being idolized? How do we handle being idolized? Why do narcissistic people idolize us? And what can we do now? To all the returning subscribers, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw, and this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and how to recover from narcissistic abuse. So, the narcissist idolization. Idealisation is the act of the narcissist representing themselves and us and the relationship or the reality, the present day, the future, and their past as better than it actually is. They can represent themselves as perfect. In the love bombing stage, they can represent us as perfect. They can represent the future as perfect. It's all making an ideal of what the narcissist would like to happen and would like life to run like, and they have that belief within themselves that they put that belief within those people around them while they are idolizing those people, which is often within the love bombing stages of a relationship with a narcissist. And narcissists do tend to love bomb most people, whether that's an intimate partner, a child, a friend, a co-worker, a boss with an employee. They usually find a method to somehow love bomb that person, even if it's just words of affirmation. So through words they are lifting people up. In an intimate partnership, it might be something like, I've never met anyone like you before. With a parent and child, when the child has done something that the parent wants them to do, they will tell the child how proud they are of them, yet they'll not be proud of the child's own achievements. Most parents do tell their children that they are proud of them, but the narcissist will not be proud of the child's own achievements, only the achievements that make the narcissist look good. So they can flatter with words of affirmation, to love bomb, to idolize people. They can shower people with gifts. A boss can give you those false promises of pay rises to keep you hooked, or let you go a little bit earlier, or give you that bonus to make you feel special. A parent can go and even down to buying that bag of sweets just to almost buy the child's love. Again, parents do buy children sweets. It's the intent behind the way in which a narcissist will do it. A narcissist can invalidate, can devalue a child, can crush a child. Then when they want something from the child, they can go out and treat the child to cause that obligation from the child to love the parent. Within a partnership, especially in the love bombing stage, in the early stages of the relationship, they can go out buying lavish gifts, or through the devaluation stage, when they're bringing in those intermittent reinforcements of the idolization, they can then shower you with gifts or promises of holidays, things like that, to pull you back into the ideal of what the narcissist is claiming, so that they can exploit that person for whatever need meets the narcissist. Things like flattery in the idolization stage. Compliments are when you genuinely compliment somebody on something. With flattery, a narcissist will pick anything they can to try and raise you up as a person, so that they have you believing in them, believing that they care about you, believing that they respect you, believing that they love you. The love bombing is all to get you to believe in them. The idolization is all to get you to believe in the narcissist reality. not so much parents, although parents can do this, but within a relationship dynamics of a relationship with a narcissist, or in a boss situation, co-worker, friendships, a narcissist can mirror you. Now, mirroring is something that most people do naturally within our subconscious, just building up that bond and getting to know each other. With a narcissist, they are collecting data. They want information about us so that they can use us against us. So when they are mirroring us, they might mimic all our body language, which again, people can do with a narcissist. It's more on a conscious level. They can ask us so many intimate questions to find out about who we are, to find out about the things that we like, and they will match them like for like. They will want to go to all the places we want to go to. They will want the retirement we want. Within the work environment, how we want our career to go, that co-worker or the boss will want the same for us, and they'll want the same for themselves, and they will match like for like. They will match all your loves, they will match all your dislikes, they will match all your dreams, they will match all your hopes, they will match everything that you want from life, and they will match it down to crossing the T and dotting the I. They will not disagree with anything when they are mirroring you, to again get you into believing that you have met someone that you can really get along with, that you can really gel with, that you can go to about anything, because this person understands you like no one else, because they want the same things as you. But this is all the narcissist exploiting you. This is all the narcissist collecting that data to later down the line use it against you, with those intermittent reinforcements of the idealization, just to confuse you even more. The future faking with us, when they plan that fake future, and within a relationship, especially at the beginning, when they're mirroring and matching all those likes and all those dislikes. If you want to get married, they'll want to get married. If you want 2 children, they'll want 2 children. If you want no children, they'll want no children. If you want to emigrate, they'll want to emigrate. If you want that home by the seaside, they'll want that home by the seaside. If you want that cottage in the country, they'll want that cottage in the country. Whatever you want in the idealization stage of an intimate relationship with a narcissist, they will match you like for like, and they will feed you those dreams, and you, to the point with the love bombing, where you buy into them, because most often we've got nothing to say that they are lying to us. We trust that people are honest and open and telling us the truth, as we are honest and open to them. So when they're coming at us with these things, we just believe them to be who they say themselves to be. And the same with the boss. When you're going into that work environment, and when you've got through the interview stage and you've got the job, the things that you said in that interview that you would like from your career, the boss will promise you all those things to fail to deliver. Parents can also do this, and they can do this with, well, when you've just achieved this, I'll help you out with that, to try and keep you hooked in on something of the future, to distract you from whatever they've done in the present, that false idealization of something in the future. So you can't really call them out and say that's a lie, because it hasn't even happened yet. Which the future faking also comes in with those false promises, because they are delivering you false promises of something in the future that they will not deliver. But then with their gaslighting, when they turn around and say, I never said that, or if you hadn't, I wouldn't, you must have misunderstood me, we are the ones that begin to question ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings and our behaviour, and not what the narcissist has said or done, as they distract us with their gaslighting from the reality of what we are living. They offer those intermittent idealization stages to confuse us from the reality of the devaluation stages. With a narcissist, they can come across quite believable, because The idealisation is, in one way on their part, a defence mechanism to cover from their shame, to cover their flaws. We all make mistakes in life. We all carry those insecurities. We are all human. A narcissist wants to not only distract other people from that, but they want to distract themselves from that. So often when they are planning this fake future, when they are using the idealisation, they actually believe within that in themselves, because it's their own defence mechanism to protect them from their feelings of shame, to protect them from their feelings of inadequacy, to protect them from the mistakes they've made. So instead of accepting responsibility and reflecting on something they've done, they defend themselves by idolising and by creating a future that will be better than whatever it is that has just happened, to defend themselves while it slowly sinks us. In the love bombing stage, they attribute positive qualities to us, and then when they realise that we are human and we do make mistakes in life, because they haven't got that object consistency, meaning if there's distance or disagreements or arguments, they simply do not have the empathy to care. So when we make a mistake, they quickly turn into devaluing who we are as a person. But then when they fear abandonment, or when they need to exploit us for their own need, they will offer that intermittent reinforcement of idealisation to protect themselves. Often within the future faking or the false promises, they've somehow manipulated it in a way so that they've gained financial control, and they've also isolated us from support. So we've got that fear because we no longer have control over any form of finances. We haven't got anyone to go and speak to about what's actually happening, and fear not being believed if we do. But also through their intermittent idealisation, we also have that hope that just around the corner we will get what we believed we would get. We think that just around the corner our dreams are going to come true, and we can make them excuses within our minds without the narcissist projection and gaslighting of relationships go through rough patches. People can have disagreements, people can fall silent when their feelings are hurt. So when the narcissist gives us the silent treatment, we can go around questioning what we've done wrong and work hard to please them, which they learn over time that works for them, that people go chasing them. And once we've chased them, they might deliver on one of those promises to reinforce that belief within us that it was something we did. And if we just keep working harder and harder and harder, we will get that person that they claim themselves to be. Only because it's all their idealisation, their defence mechanism, because it's all their devaluation, again, their defence mechanism to hide, to distract from who they are as a person. They are not being their true authentic selves around us, so we never get the person that they claim themselves to be. All this intermittent reinforcement of the idealisation causes that cognitive dissonance within our mind. All their gaslighting causes that cognitive dissonance within our mind. So we are living in a moment in time when our realities aren't matching up, because we've lived one thing but been told another, or we've been told one thing yet getting delivered another. Our beliefs are no longer matching up. What we believed about ourselves, what we believed about them, what we believed about life isn't matching up with what reality is leading us to believe. Yet because you cannot actually see the truth, because the narcissist lies through omission, because they distract you and distort the truth from you, you can't get to grips of the beliefs of the reality that you are actually living in that moment in time. And it's a very disorienting, confusing place to be, because You just cannot see what is actually happening to you. Yet quite often our instincts are telling us that something isn't quite right, or when they do hurt us on a level that you would not hurt somebody else, you know it's wrong, yet because of the way they offer those intermittent idealization stage, those future promises, because you're trapped financially, because you're isolated, because they give you that hope, we then make excuses within our own mind without their gaslighting. They will gaslight excuses into our mind. But that pain of seeing reality for what it is often easier, and we don't understand, but it's often easier to make excuses within our own mind, not understanding that that is actually keeping us trapped in the pain. But it's not as simple as, oh, I'll just make an excuse to cover up for whatever. It's not that simple. There's so many things, there's so many manipulative things being done in the background that we just do not see. It's often not until we are out of the situation that we have that memory that's connected to an emotion where we look and think, I cannot believe somebody treated me that way, and I also cannot believe that I stayed to allow them to treat me that way. But we do not see that while we live it. We don't see that until we are out of the situation due to all the narcissist manipulation. As the idealization and the love bombing can open up our attachment system to them, we can then become chemically addicted and emotionally addicted, causing that trauma bond with the narcissist. Those highs and lows release those dopamine and the cortisol when we are living the good life and when we are going through the stress, to help us manage what's happening, which is an okay trauma response on a temporary basis. But when you're living it day to day, it becomes addictive, and we become trauma bonded to the narcissist, to the pattern of behaviour that we are living with them. It becomes a chemical addiction, it becomes an emotional addiction, which is another reason why we stay way longer than we should. And with those intermittent reinforcements of the idealization stage, because they will deliver on some of those promises, they will bring things up to make you feel grateful for them, so that you feel guilty if you go against what they're saying, to make you feel obligated into helping them or staying with them. When they say things like, after all I've done for you, it gives you that guilt, it gives you that obligation to stay and work things out. When they say relationships go through rough patches, we know relationships can go through rough patches, so we try to stay to help them. And we believe that no one can be that cruel. There must be something that can make them see what they are doing, and somehow we can be the one to help them see. We can be the one to bring back that person that we met, only that person isn't the person we met. That is a person that was selling us who they pretended to be in order to draw us in to the relationship, so that they could exploit us to meet a need of their own. And then there's reactive abuse, and reactive abuse is not right, and it's something that we have to get over, that guilt, which we can do. Often people question whether they're a narcissist when you can recognise your own behaviour as wrong, when you can feel guilt for that behaviour, when you can work on changing that behaviour and have the emotional awareness. If you don't exploit people and you have the empathetic care, you are not a narcissist. With a narcissist, they, through the idealization stages, they gather the data of who we are. Through the love bombing, they gather the data of who we are and mirror that back to us. So they know exactly what our insecurities are, they know what our strengths are, they know what our dreams are, they know what our hopes are, they know what our desires are. They know how to use every single one of those against us to provoke that emotional reaction from us, because things that we care about, things that we are passionate about, our emotions are usually connected to those things. So when people prod and poke away at them, we can then lose control of our emotions, and we can react to the narcissist, to which the narcissist will then stand back and blame us for our behaviour to distract us from the events that led us to that situation. With that reactive abuse, we often feel to blame for everything that's going wrong within the relationship when you are not to blame. The narcissist, through divide and conquer and through triangulation, will often isolate us from support. Also, because of the situation that we are now living, we can begin to have feelings of being unworthy. We can begin to feel helpless. We can be full of self-doubt. We can begin to question our motives. We can begin to question who we are as a person. We can find it increasingly difficult to make simple decisions in life. We can start to forget things, our memories, feeling like our mind's playing tricks on us. And the narcissist will be gaslighting us with, you're going crazy. So we're questioning who we are and not the environment that we are in. We can have anxiety from the fear of having a conversation with them, the reactions to the key coming in the door and what mood they're going to be in when they walk in the door. A relationship with a narcissist can cause so many anxiety issues. We can then fawn to their behaviour, start walking on eggshells around them to try and avoid those feelings within ourselves, slowly losing who we are as a person more and more, and going to them more and more for reassurance, not understanding that they're gaslighting us into feeling how we are feeling. Because of all these emotions, because we can start to feel hopeless, because we can start to feel lost in life, we can then start to isolate ourselves from our dreams and our hobbies and our friends and our family, because we're no longer happy with who we are as a person. Again, not understanding that it's the environment that we are in. When you are not thriving, sometimes you need to remove yourself from the environment that you are in so that you can blossom and you can grow. When we believe we love someone, or when we believe that who we are working for, or our friend or a family member, when we have that belief that they care about us and that we love them, it is very difficult to step away from the situation and see it in its entirety as to what is actually happening to us, which is why often it takes getting out of the situation before those light bulb moments hit and you realise the situation that you have been in. But with that trauma bond, it's quite difficult to stay out of that situation. So within an intimate relationship, and within most relationships, you have to question if there is that give and take. Even when you're working for somebody, yes, you're getting paid, but is it an equal give and take? Do you work to get rewarded, or do they keep promising you things and not delivering those things? Are your expectations getting met, and are they reasonable expectations? Within a relationship, is it give and take? Is there mutual respect? Is there mutual understanding? Even if you don't agree with each other, can you agree to disagree without hurting each other's feelings? Or if you do hurt each other's feelings, does the person who hurt the feelings recognise that they've hurt someone's feelings and try to sort it out without giving up on their own beliefs, but to make sure they don't hurt the other person's feelings again? Can you be yourself around them? You might be at a point where you don't actually know yourself and don't know who you are, but can you speak your mind around them without fearing punishment? Can you be who you want to be around them? Are they supportive of you? Do they support you? Even If they think that you might not be able to do something, are they giving you constructive criticism to help you? Are they trying to support you in what you would like to do as a person? Or are they constantly criticizing you, but not constructive criticism, where they're trying to give you a different approach or a different method, or trying to get you to see something from a different angle to see if you can help better yourself? Is it criticism where they are pulling you down, where they are telling you you are incapable, where they are telling you that you are not good enough, things like that? So are they supportive of you, or are they only supportive of their need of you? Are you happy? Are you genuinely happy? Yes, we have days where life gets tough. Does that person help you through those days, or does that person put you in those days? Does the person you are around, do they bring the best out in you, or do they bring the worst out in you? People who love and care try to bring the best out in people. People who are envious and want to pull you down often provoke to bring the worst out in you. And we do all have those two sides to us. It's just often those people with empathy have the ability to care not to hurt other people. Those who can reflect on past mistakes have the ability not to repeat those mistakes. And when you're being gaslighted in a situation, it's difficult to reflect, and we can get caught up in that cycle of insanity. Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Often within the dynamics of a narcissistic relationship, we do try doing other things. We change ourselves time and time and time again to try and make the situation work, to try and bring those idealization stages back within the relationship, not understanding all the gaslighting and what's happening to us. So it's when we hit that point that we've tried every single method and we realise that it's just not working, that we have the difficult task in stepping away from the situation, because we have put all our hopes, dreams and desires into whatever relationship it was, and we have to then step away and create new hopes and dreams and desires, and that's without all the trauma bonding, financial abuse and everything else that we end up in that situation with a narcissist. The biggest question is, do you feel safe? If you don't feel safe, they're not the kind of person you want to be around, and you need to find a safe way out of the situation. There is always a way out. There is never a safe way to stay. There is always a safe way to get out. So what can you do to help yourself when you are out of that situation? The first thing is become addicted to something positive. We can often end up with addictions that aren't healthy for us, going out with friends and family, but going out too much, so it's detrimental. There's nothing wrong with meeting, starting new friendships and going out with friends and family again. That is good. Sometimes we can go overboard to distract from what's happening. We can want to be out all the time. We can want to rush into that next relationship to distract us from what's actually happening, not realising that we are avoiding those feelings that we need to work on, that we are avoiding the things within our life that we need to do. We can get addicted to drinking. It can be one glass at a weekend, then two, then three, and then a couple of bottles a night. Addicted to smoking, addicted to cleaning, addicted. There's so many things that we can get addicted to, and you have every right to live your life how you want to live your life. If whatever you're doing works for you and you are happy, then live your life your way. There is nothing wrong, for example, with having a drink. There's nothing wrong if it's not affecting the other areas of your life, with going out every single night with your friends. Things like that are good as long as it's a healthy part of your life. So getting addicted to something healthy, getting addicted to something positive, getting addicted to something where you feel like you're connecting with other people, where you feel like you're giving to other people without losing who you are as a person, where you feel like you are growing as a person, where you are developing new skill sets of a person. Growth is a very good skill set in life. We are here to grow, to develop, to change. So finding something where we can even learning about ourselves, getting addicted to learning about who you are as a person. Contribution, whether that contribution is self-care to begin with, or contributing to others, or a mixture of both, but finding something positive to get addicted to. Exercise, again, we can go overboard when we're trying to take our minds off other things. As long as the routine works for you, do it your way. Remember, you're allowed to take a couple of steps forward, you're allowed to take a couple of steps back. When you're on those days where you're taking a couple of steps back, remember how far you've come, not how far you've got to go. When you're in the beginning and you don't think you've taken a step, if you're out of the relationship, that is a step. If you've made the decision to get out of the situation you're in, that is a step. You are starting to look at avenues and ways to do it. You are one step closer to finding who you are again and loving who you are again. You're allowed bad days, you're allowed to grieve. We have to process those emotions. When we bottle up those emotions, when we bottle up those memories, this is when in the future they'll come along, whack us out of nowhere and send us on that wobble as that memory creates that emotional pain. So we do have to heal these parts within us. You are allowed to grieve whatever way helps you. A fun recovery method is to rename the narcissist. A lot of people do this within their phones. If you cannot go no contact with them, people give them a funny nickname. Now, if you want that nickname to be insulting, if that helps you as a person, then give them an insulting nickname. Just be careful on things like court papers, because if you're showing messages and you've given them an insulting name, trying to explain that you've done it so you can emotionally detach from that person, you are then in a situation where you've got to defend yourself. So you don't want to put yourself in any more situations where you have got to defend your intent behind doing something. But give them a funny name, things like bad habits. Now with us, we usually accept people's bad habits and love them for those habits because it's who they are as a person. Narcissists tend to invalidate us and put us down over our habits. So if it helps, if they've got a quirky habit that you weren't that keen on, that now you no longer have to put up with just because you love them, even though you possibly love them for it at the time, nicknaming them that quirky habit to remind you of what you no longer have to put up with. Whatever you want to name them, drop them in the comments. People have done this, so anyone that's done this, drop them in the comments of what you renamed your narcissist to help you through. I just renamed mine Boy's Dad because I've got children that pick up my phone and things like that, and you don't need to cause any extra hassle for yourself. The narcissist has already caused enough of that in your life. So choose wisely, but it can help people detach from the narcissist. If you're no longer calling them by their name, it helps you detach, because when you're calling them by their name, you've kind of got that belief within the person that they can change, that they can help, things like that. When you're calling them by the narcissist, you're kind of giving them that toxic, which they do need calling out for their behaviour, but you've got that sort of toxic attachment. So giving them a different name, and you can change this name as you progress through the stages of recovery. If it's no contact, you don't need to change your name in the phone. Block, delete, move on with your life. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be treated the right way. And that starts by treating yourself the right way, loving yourself the right way, and then no longer allowing people to treat you the wrong way. Learning your boundaries, learning who you are as a person, and creating those dreams for you, dreams that you want out of life, finding your passion, finding the things that you enjoy doing for you, and then finding the ways to bring those into your reality for you. If you can see someone else doing something that you want to do, it is possible. You will always find a way. That person didn't just jump there. There'll be some sort of background story behind how a person got into whatever it is that you want to do as a person now. I shall add in the comments the video for love bombing, future faking, mirroring, cognitive dissonance, trauma bonding, just to explain a bit more about those in greater detail. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you all have an amazing day. Bye.